Let's do it. Bruno, hi. I was working on some music and thinking about you. I know you said you sang country. What are your favorite artists? Like, who did you sing last night? Or the other night? Justin, hi, Waleed. I'm good. How are you? Where are you? There was another Waleed on here for a while, but I take it you're not him. I feel like the days just get away from me so quickly, but I shouldn't say that. I've been productive today. Now this looks weird. It looks fine. It looks fine. We're gonna leave it alone. Bruno, you're currently driving. Okay, is that safe? Is it safe? I won't do anything too distracting. What's happening outside? There's like a wolf outside or something. Or someone pretending to be a wolf. No, it's an alarm. What is that? What's going on, guys? Let's see. I've been working on music today. I kind of set up a little sound booth I'm gonna try out after this. It's like way too much. I used a room divider because that's what I had, and comforters. It's raining in Connecticut. The rain, I miss the rain. Nico Taxi, hi. Cole, hi. You know when like you start to do whatever, I'm gonna stop. I'm getting like, this is why I don't do makeup, because suddenly you start becoming aware of all these things. How y'all feeling? Yeah, how y'all feeling? So I created a little sound booth out of a room divider and comforters. I'm gonna try it out. I was playing some piano, watching some videos for inspiration. I didn't work out today because after, oh yeah, I was like so wiped after tennis yesterday. Um, but I'm getting better and better, and that's really exciting. Um, yeah. My face looks so weird now. What did I do? Okay. You're feeling so tired? No, 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 no. Let's wake up. It's only Thursday. It feels like Friday. Tennis was so good yesterday. I'm really like starting off. I'm not a tennis player. So like I'm getting coached on how to play, and I don't know if my coach is blowing smoke, but apparently I'm progressing very, very well. Yeah, I need to take like the way that I'm approaching tennis to every part of my life, because yeah, let's wake up. Let's wake up. I need to approach every part of my life like this, because I've actually read a number of sports psychology books, because I think it's interesting, and I get insights about, like, the thing about sports is you see results very, very quickly. You know whether something's working or something isn't. Like anything like physical, you see whether it's having an impact very, very quickly. And obviously at this point we can all like attest and acknowledge that the psychological work, like it's so cool how much psychological work is being used in sports now. Mental health is such a part of physical prowess, you know? And I actually think the other way too. I think it goes the other way too. But yeah, the thing that, what was it, like Golf in the Kingdom? Has anyone read Golf in the Kingdom? That is an amazing, beautiful book. And one of the things that I took from it that's like really, really simple, but applies to every part in life is like, look at where you, like, first of all, like eye on the ball, right? Like eye on the prize, like follow the ball, but also know where you want to put the ball. So many people don't focus on that. They're like focused on like where's your attention? This is what I mean about focus, right? Where's your attention? They're like, my feet, my like, or they're like focused on like weird body parts and trying to get it right. They're focused on trying to get it right, or they're focused on like, I'm not getting it right, or they're focused on like where the ball went last time, or like where they hope it doesn't go. But at the end of the day, this is what you want. Okay, like yes, 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 take the instruction, take the technique, do all that, but then at some point you have to just like trust and let go, and you have to put your attention where you want it, where you want it. And I also really like that, like if the instructor or like my coach or whatever, he does it instantly, what I do is I create like, I like take that image, and I don't try to like people get really like caught in the technical, and I try to like just kind of get that like flash image, and I kind of like trust whatever it was, and then I try to embody that quickly without thinking too much about the moving parts. I try to like visualize it, and also like the feeling of it, whatever he was doing, the feeling of it, and what it would feel like to do that perfect serve, or feel like to like have that perfect backhand. And if you've like watched tennis too, like you've seen it, you like, you know it. So what would that be like? What would that be like? What would that be like? And you just like step into that. And anytime you don't get it, you're not that, you shake it off as quickly as possible, and you get back to, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What would it be like? 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 Neko Taxi, like, don't worry about not being here for the chat. Like I said, I just made you a mod because you volunteered, but it is not your job, okay? So thank you. Okay, Bruno, yeah, if you want to be mod too, like, I'll just make a bunch of people mods, but like, and then, I don't know, like, I just say that because I've had mods in the past, and it was great, but it did seem like a responsibility for them. They're like, oh, I have to be on every live, and I don't want it to be like that. And also, I want you guys to be able to like actually listen and not just be scrutinizing what's happening in the chat. Minecraft mods. Hi, Adams. Florida. I actually really want to go to Florida. But yeah, and seeing how like quickly I progressed in tennis, and also there's like no pressure. I know that. So I don't have any resistance. I don't have any like hang-ups about like not being good in tennis or even like really being great. So it's easy to make progress in areas where like you don't have a thing about it. But I see how that kind of thing would like so quickly impact almost everything. And I think about this with everything. Even while I was doing tennis, because I was doing so well, I had this like flash image, or like this like flash thought rather, of you know, the thing of like it was almost like, oh, it's like so much effort to keep up this level of being good. Like it's so much effort to keep up this standard. Like I've hit it so many times in a row, like I've gotten it so many times that now like I have to ride this line forever, and that's going to be a lot of effort. And instantly I was like, no, like let that go. It doesn't take more effort to be good at something. But that kind of line of like, I can't get it every time, or it can't be easy every time, or but I can't be good at everything, or like I can't get it every time. I guess like that's something for me. But I see that in like, I don't know, I was just thinking about like cooking. So like I have a lot of ease in the kitchen. I just do. And I know when something's going to turn out almost always beforehand, because of how the flow is going while I'm doing it. And I also know that there's like nothing in me that's like, oh, maybe this is going to go wrong. That's not where I am at all. I'm just like, I know what I have in mind and I do it. And there's just like a lot of like really clean focus in that way. And it's not like, oh man, like every sandwich I've ever made in the past has been great. I can't keep making great sandwiches. Like I don't have any like weird hang-ups about that. Or like if I'm singing, again, it's not like, oh, it takes so much effort to be like good consistently. I don't have that. But I can like borrow from these other aspects of my life and put them into everything. So like the way that you do one thing is how you do everything. Tennis and golf. What is more expensive and fancy? I know tennis. I know. That's what I said when I started. I was like, no, of course I haven't played tennis because like that's a fancy sport. But it doesn't have to be. But yeah, I was singing like I want to steal this, and I do steal this, but I could do it. Hi, headshot. Thank you. I want to steal this, and I do steal this, but I want to do it more consistently. Of like what do I want my voice to sound like? What's the thing? What's the thing? And just like, what would it be like? What would it be like? And go like that and go there. Or even if I was thinking of this last night, I think before I fell asleep, if like I'm kind of stuck in a certain situation, like working on, like, the work I'm doing specifically right now, what do I want it to be like? What do I want working on this to be like? What do I want the flow of that to be like? How, and then, like, embody that. Like, what would the kind of behavior be like? What would, like, the flow feel like? How would I be, like, listening or, like, moving through that? Where would my attention be? Where would my energy be? And then just step into that, focus on that, focus on that, focus on that. So often, it's very human, but so often, like, we can kind of get stuck in, like, a certain, what's the right word? Like, a certain kind of way. It's like a, like a way of something is going. And you're just very aware of how it's going, of what it's like working on that thing, what it's been like, what it is like. And from that place, from that, like, it's like this, so then we take steps within that constraint, within that way of being, right? So, like, oh, it's really frustrating, so I'm gonna, like, power through. I'm gonna power through this being really difficult. I'm not good at this, so I'm gonna power through. When literally you can kind of hijack that situation. I just encourage everyone to hijack this situation. And if this was easy, if this was, like, your natural, like, this was like breathing, this was like whatever, like, what you do, what would that be like? How would you be like? And then operate from that place. Just step into that energy. Do it like that. Do it like that person. And suddenly your, like, actions are going to be different because it's coming from a different place. You're not trying to fix anything. You're just, like, moving along. You're not fixing. You're not trying to adjust. You're not, like, you're just within this place doing the next thing and the next thing and the next thing that's natural for you to do. Does that make any sense? But it's totally normal if you get kind of, like, hypnotized by whatever way or, like, state of being you're in. It's totally normal. And again, from that place, you really start trying to, like, work down there, but it's just harder. You guys are, like, having your own private combo. That's cool. I'll just talk. And this applies to everything too. What did I mention? It was, like, singing, cooking. It could also be, like, relationships. You know that, guys, right? It's like, what do I want my relationship to be like? I love listening to me. Yeah. Thank you, Bruno. I love you so much. James Walker, hi. Do I believe in God? Am I Christian? I don't know. The definitions of, there's, like, infinite definitions of God. So, like, maybe I might not believe in your definition of God, and I'm not Christian, but I also think that there's a lot of things within Christianity that are really, really great that I probably align with. But I, like, wasn't raised Christian in any way. I just, like, I do think that there's a lot there, but, like, everything, and absolutely, like, every religion, there's so much open to interpretation. So, I'm sorry, I forget who asked that. Cole, yes. No, so, like, relationships, and actually this is amazing. It's, like, making me think of my relationships. And for the most part, I do this. But even today, I was kind of getting, like, hung up on something, and I knew I was heading in the wrong direction. Where it's like, what do you want your relationship to be like? So again, instead of, like, trying to solve this shitty relationship, basically, like, oh, I have this shitty relationship and I'm not happy and I'm trying to be happy within this bad relationship. Do you know what I mean? And this could be like a friendship, this could be like a working relationship, this could be whatever, right? But you like already have this kind of like habitual place that you live within that circumstance, within that situation. You already have like a perception and kind of like an energy about it. Energy is really, as annoying as like the people who talk about energy are, it's actually like really useful because most people just kind of get this like this kind of very intuitive thing about it without necessarily having to put words to it. Okay, so like the energy of this relationship is whatever it is. And a lot of people are like, yes, the relationship is this. This is how it is in this relationship. And I'm going to try to solve that isness. Okay, but it is like this. And I'm just going to try to like work within that thing. It's like, anyway, I think you get it. As opposed to, you can like hijack this whole thing and I would argue that it's actually like the only way to change a relationship truly in the direction that you want. You can hijack the whole thing and go like, okay, no, it's not a shitty relationship. It's like the most fulfilling relationship in my life. Where you don't have to jump that far. Although it is interesting, like, again, even if it's like a work relationship, it's like, what if this is my soulmate? Instantly, you're going to relate to that relationship very differently. Or if you're like, okay, what would it be like if like, oh, it's just like really like flowing and easy and fun with this person. I always have so much fun with this person. Or like, it's just a good time. Or we come up with such good ideas. Or I feel really respected in this relationship, or this is like a really like caring, or whatever it might be. And you establish that first. You put your eye on the prize, right? And you operate from that place. You move from that place. You take that on as being the foundation of this thing, and you move from there. It could be a relationship with yourself. It could be a relationship with your body. It could be a relationship with money. It could be a relationship, like there's infinite numbers of relationships too. Sometimes people get like caught in like, oh, I hate myself. Sorry. Oh, I hate myself. And again, it's like, wow, what would it be like if you didn't? What would it be like if you loved yourself? What would it be like? How would it be different? And then you just start moving in that direction. You start kind of pretending like that's true. You start behaving like that's true. You see what's there if you set that as the foundation, if you set that as the primary energy of it. So you don't ever try to solve from within or from a foundation that actually isn't like, doesn't work for you. Does that make sense? Bruno, I'm very Catholic. You're Italian Catholic. Okay. Bruno, sorry, I'm probably behind in the chat, but I really like that you slipped and you said, I'm God. Norman Schaefer, your name's Elias? Hi. Fishy, you're actually adorable. Thanks. Yeah, is any of this making any sense to you? And like, if anyone's willing, is there anything that like, oh, it's just like not exactly the way I wish it was in your life? If any like one wanted to work through something. If not, I'll work through something for myself. Justin, what's my favorite amusement park? I don't like amusement parks. Don't hate me for that. $15-hour workdays? Okay. David, hi. Bruno, okay. Bruno, do you want to stay on this a little longer? First of all, based a little bit off what you've told me, you come from like a long line of hard workers. Your family works hard. So it makes sense that you say like, that's life. That's life. I have to work these hours, 15 to 18 hours a day. And you work construction, so is that kind of like, is it seasonal or is that all the time? David, you sound British. I'm not British, but I'm Canadian, so maybe there's a crossover. Gary, hi. You work all, okay, so 15 hour to 18 all year round. Okay, so first off, I'm just like, is it okay if I soften it a little bit? Like, okay, first off, like, are there other humans on the planet that like that work less than that and still manage to make money and like good money? Is it possible to work less hours and still make like exactly what you're making? I think that's true based on what I've seen, based on what I've experienced. I don't know your full salary, but okay. And maybe it's like, this is what the job takes, or that's what it seems like right now. Like, these are the hours and I have to obey the hours. I'm not sure. But, so, okay, it's entirely possible to work less and make the same amount. I can also, like, I don't have to, technically. I'm working this amount because I choose to, because that's what it seems like I need to do. But actually, like, I do have choice within this place. And I hope that like softens it. If you actually think about it, that's always gonna soften it. Like, I don't actually, most things in life, like, there's not a gun to your head. Most things in life, you're choosing to do this thing because it makes sense. Because it makes sense to do so. And if something else came along that was like, no, this is really bad, like, you need to stop doing this. If something else came along and it was like, yo, you have to stop, otherwise we're gonna take your family away from you, or something. You can only work 12 hours a week, otherwise we're gonna take your family away from you. Most people would stop working that amount of money. So also, like, if the do you know what I mean? Like, so like, if you had to, you would stop. It's just that you're seeing it like, no, but I have to in this direction. And what would it be like, again, just like jump with me and like stay there, of like, what would it be like if I don't, like, let's just start with like, I don't have to work 15 to 18 hours, but I do. Like, that's really small. I don't have to, but I do. Bruno, I get paid 35 an hour doing commercial, 25 residential, and 32 doing CDL. I mean, that seems like good money. That seems like really, really good money to me, at least, based on the amount of hours that you're doing. Put your hair down. I don't know, I felt like putting it up because I'm really hot and sweaty. So, okay, so already it's like, all right, I don't have to, but I choose to, and I'm making good money. And the days are long. I don't have to, but I do. I'm making good money. Already, that's like feeling a bit better. And then what if it's like, oh, maybe there's a way that I work a few less hours and it's okay. Maybe there's a way. Maybe there's a way that I could work less hours and I'd be making just as much money. Or maybe I don't need to make quite as much. Or maybe there's a way to work a few less hours and I would have those hours for other pursuits, like singing country music. Maybe there's a way. Again, we haven't done anything different. It's just we're like kind of working with, again, that like foundational place. We're like slowly shifting it. Like, maybe there's a way. I'm doing this because I choose to, but maybe there's a way. Maybe there's a way. And now you're going to be like looking out for opportunities where that might be true, because now your focus has shifted. Now your focus isn't on this is just the way it is. This is life. Now it's like, well, this is life currently, but maybe there's a way. Maybe there's a way. And start thinking about like, what would you do with those extra hours? Maybe start building up like, start pretending like it's true. Start like putting your focus there on having those extra hours. What would it be like? What would it be like? What would it be like to have those extra hours? What would you do? Would it be like, I get to sleep? It might just be that. What would it be like to just like, oh, I get to have like a few extra hours of sleep? And you start putting your attention there. Or like, oh, I'd get to finally pursue this thing. Again, I joked about the country music, but like, yeah, it's like, oh, I could like do a duet with Jenessa on like country music. We could like come up with a country song. I don't know what it is. Where like I could go, I don't know what you like to do, but start thinking about like, what would you do with those extra hours? And start like feeling into the energy of having those extra hours. And start living from that place, living from that place, living from that place, and see where it takes you. And I just want to say, like, if this feels delusional, that's why I was like, go as easy as you can and go within like your own, like what you're able to actually like logically believe. But you actually like, you can think through this in a very logical sense. You don't have to completely like jump the shark. But if you just switch it a little bit at a time, at a time, what you're focusing on and what you're acknowledging as true, you'll start to see it differently. You'll start to see yourself differently. You'll start to like, again, those things that you would be spending the extra hours on will start to become more and more real, more and more real, more and more real as you put your attention on them. And I don't know. I'm not going to say like what might happen, but I think it's entirely possible for you to be making even more money than you are right now for less hours. I don't know how, but if that's actually what you want, my encouragement would be to, again, put your focus there. There's so many comments that I don't know what to respond to. The Mike Worthy, hi. Dweem, hi. Angel, hi. T-Dubs, hi. Jody, hi. Snortligator, hi. Nicholas, just fall in love, that's want me. Angel, Luke, hi. Dweem, what's the topic? It's just a live chat, but basically it's like, so if you have questions, but the topic that I'm going off of is like using sports analogies, embody and step into the like the goal that you're actually after, into like the state of being that you're actually after, into the thing that you actually want, like establish that as foundational before moving forward. So how to do that in the most like gentle, logical, like feel good way. Sounds delusional. Nicholas Dodkin. That's why I'm trying to like work with whatever beliefs you might have. So like I totally get it if like you don't want to be delusional, and you shouldn't be. It's not going to work if it feels delusional. But you can absolutely work with reality to see things differently. And I promise you, when you see things differently, things are different. Pappy Artisty Gooner, no. Cavill, hi. Bruno, I spend way too much money on fishing gear, rods, reels, lures. Okay, cool. So like you acknowledge too that like you don't have to, but you choose to. You're free to do so. So cool. Fishing is like a really big passion. Also, maybe there's other ways for you to get that gear that actually doesn't require you spending money at all. Like, it is possible that people just like gift you things, or like you become like, I'm just saying that there's, if you allow there to be possibilities for things coming into your life in unconventional ways, and you just open up to it, it can come in. It can come in. I promise you. I promise you, based on experience. Mods. D Capstone. What's DN? Conrad Lover. Yo, is that from like Summer I Turned Pretty? Hi. Snortligator. Thank you. Stanny, hi. From Tunisia. Hi. Thank you for the flowers. That's really cute. Is the live freezing from time to time? It's okay on my end, but I'll keep an eye out for that. Adams, have I ever heard of Enya or Lorena McKenna? I've heard of Enya. What's the picture behind you? It's a flower. Isn't it so great? I got it at this art fair in Santa Monica, and the artist was the sweetest woman I've ever met in my life. You know when you can just tell that someone is doing this out of like pure love? She was there with her daughter, and I wanted to buy her original, but her name's Anna Sapenik. And she was just such a gorgeous human being. Anyway, I love it so much. Isn't it so great? Terry, hi. Oh, Mount Fuji. You were actually talking about a different thing. Yes, that's Mount Fuji. That's Mount Fuji. I'm still like, I love that so much. And Bruno, I also just want to say that like if this is like too far a stretch from you and you're like, no, actually like I'm comfortable where I am, but you know, that's life. That's fine too. But chances are you would like, it would feel a little bit better if you realized that like you're choosing that. And it's a choice you get to make. Like I can't make that choice. Do you know what I mean? I am not free Probably. There's like a lot of extra steps I would need in order to go into construction and do what you do. They probably wouldn't hire me. Probably. I also can't fish. There's lots of things that you can do that I can't do. But you've created your life in such a way, and like you're a guy and you're good at what you do, that you get to. You get to, and you're making choices. And that alone, like, honestly, will kind of shift things. And it'll feel a bit lighter, and it'll feel like maybe even a bit more exciting. And again, I really mean it. If you had a few extra hours, if it was like, I only work 12 hours, what would you do with those 3 extra hours? And you put your focus there. Really amazing things can happen. And you start feeling into having those extra hours. Really amazing things can happen. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. Okay, but I'm gonna leave that there. Does anyone else have like a scenario or a situation they want to work on? Ricardo, you work for Southwest Airlines. Very, very cool. Are you like an air flight attendant? What do you do? San Diego also. I love it there. Holly, hi. You're from Salem, Oregon? That's cool. I've only been to Oregon once. Snortlicator, have a good day, everyone. Manifest some shit and hydrate. Yeah, that's good advice. Marty Garcia. God gave touch of beauty with that blemish, it seems. Hi, Animus Wick. Hi, your name's Houdini and you're from the moon? Super cool, man. How's the view up there? Gary, you're from Mars? Yo, it's like intergalactic afternoon and that was so lame. Very cool, guys. Bruno, Jesus, what are these comments? I know, right? Adams, you want to sell some of your drawings? I want you to sell some of your drawings. They're really good. So like, Adams, like, is art something you actually want to do? You said you're blue collar too. Is art something you want to do full time? Is that what you want to be doing? Like, as the main thing? I have aliens in my chat. Yeah, I do, I guess. He is very good, Marty. Although UFOs is like they're not flying objects, obviously. You take half days off on Friday? Okay, good. I'm not pushing anything on you, Bruno, but like those are some things that like you could consider. And if you feel like trying them out, I would love to know what your experience is. LR11, hey, what's up? Cryptic Gaming, learn proper grammar. What you talk about? Okay. Scan hunt. I'm not German. Bruno, on the drawing subject, when I was in New York on Tuesday for the ball game, I stopped by a street artist and asked him to draw me. That's so cool. Was it good? Was it good? Was it like a caricature or like, what was it? Matthew, hi. How are you today? I'm very good. How are you? What's happening? Are you driving home from work or like coming? I feel like you're always like coming or going to work. Tim, I wish that I could go to sleep and never wake up. What's going on? What's going on? I understand that feeling. Thank you. For a Russian, my English is very good. Adams, you're more into the architectural business. Okay, that actually works perfectly with your drawings. So wait, what is it you do? I actually saw a lot of like, I was very impressed with your line work, if that makes any sense. Trevor, hi, do I have a belly ring? No. Bruno, I asked the lady if she could draw me a Spider-Man. We're not. Really? Tim, I've watched my dad take his. Tim, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about your dad. And yeah, it makes sense if going through that, you're lonely and depressed. I want you to know though that like you are loved. I really want you to know that. And people probably do like you. I understand that place though. Do you want to stay there for a bit? Does it feel good to kind of stay down there for a while and go through it? Or if you want, we can start moving you in like a new kind of direction from there. But it's up to you. Jobs. Is it hard going through day-to-day life being a 10? Yeah. Justin, your part chakta. I think maybe you've mentioned that before. Milton, you're learning English listening to me? Okay, I will have to work on my grammar then. Halos and holocrons. Hello, loved your Far Cry work. Did I feel any kind of way when they didn't pick you for the Far Cry 6? No. No, because I didn't know. I don't know. Running Man. Yo, I'm your main brown hair girl. Cool. I didn't know. I didn't know this whole time. Adams, come up with designs and send them out. So you want to do architecture? Like, I love architecture so much. Running Man, are you a shrink? No, I'm not a shrink. Let that be known. Bruno, this chat went from the normal people talking to about folks working on other planets to depressing subject. Running Man, my eyebrows are pretty symmetrical. That's great news. I am happy about that actually. Snortligator, I studied finance in South Africa, but I realized I like mountains more than money, so I'm moving to California to work ski jobs. Wow, that's so exciting. So that's happening? That's so exciting. Tim, you haven't smiled in quite some time? Okay. Okay, so my job is to get you to smile. I don't need, like, I guess if you've lost all your joy and happiness, like, we're not gonna be able to find that. But like, we can do a smile. We can do a smile. So like, I don't know. Is there anything that used to make you smile? And by the way, like, even though your dad passed, it doesn't mean you're not allowed to smile. It doesn't mean you're not allowed to feel joy and happiness. That's why, like, I wanted to know, okay, like, do you want to stay there? Because sometimes it feels wrong to move on. But it's very, very, very heavy to hold that kind of grief for a long period of time. It's very, very heavy, and I just want you to know you don't have to carry it. You're allowed to put it down. Matthew, you're going to be driving home. If you'll still be streaming or not, yeah, I don't know. I might stay on here a bit longer than usual. Adams, I was at the stage of depression when I was in my preteen, so I could definitely understand. Yeah. Piggins, can you make me a mod? I don't know you. Are you like, can you tell me like, hi also? Can you just like tell me a few things about yourself? Just so I haven't seen you on here before. On air, hi. HJ, hi. Do I know why Ubisoft didn't tap you? Halos, I don't know. I guess they had to go a different way. Justin, archaeology. Bruno, going back to music thing you had going on, what are you planning on doing with it? Maybe releasing an album? Yeah, I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself. I'd love to release an album. I really would, but right now, I'm trying to set smaller, doable things for myself, especially in this area. For whatever it is, I have like a lot in this specific area. So right now I'm working on like one song, finishing one song, and actually putting it out there, and like creating a Spotify page or something. Just like doing small things in that direction. In a way to prove to myself that I can. Running man, are you a runner? No. I am Zozo. Just stop to say hello and remember you're all amazing people and you make a difference in the world. You got this. That's all those smiles and cries and nobody can take that away from you. Be safe. Thank you. That's beautiful. Adams, I still have a childhood fantasy at 21. Of course you do. You're always gonna have dreams. Of course. Of course. Yo, thank you so much for stopping by. Milton, thank you. Snarlicator. Yeah, Milton, you're like... Bruno, ain't no one ever tell you life is guaranteed. Enjoy life with the people you love the most and the people you call close friends and live every day like it be your last. Yeah. Tim, I've stayed there since 2014. Sorry, that's like a lot of dedication. 2014. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. You've been carrying a lot for a very long time. Do you think you did it? Do you think like you're ready for something different? Okay, Bruno, I'm gonna mod you. Again, I just really want you to know it's not your job, okay? I still want you to enjoy these chats and participate and like, do you, okay? Jaffa-can. Hello, what did you enjoy about developing characters for a scene or a play? Is there a certain routine you go through when taking on a role? I think every role is different because I'm in a new place for every role. What do I enjoy about developing characters? I really enjoy finding it as I very much don't believe in kind of, I've heard like Amy Adams, I don't know, like writes out a whole like biography. I'm not like that because from where I am, like I don't create Jenessa every day by like reviewing my past. I just kind of have a sense of who Jenessa is. And it's kind of full of like weird abstract associations and a feeling more than anything else. So I tend to do the same with my characters. I get a feeling of what they're about, of where they live day to day, and what's most important to them, and how they see the world. And I just follow those kind of pulls and intuitions, and I try to find a kind of speech pattern, a kind of, yeah. And I try not to push character. I'll say that. Like, I try not to like play a character. I try to let the character like emerge, if that makes sense. Noche latte, yo. Um, Bruno, if you were to release an album or a single, I'm pretty sure me, Matt, Alan, Azzy, and Neko and Adam would be the first ones to listen. See, that's like so cute, and I do think about that. That like I am lucky enough that I don't know. You guys are so great that I really do feel like I would be supported. Um. So yes, you're right, Bruno. Thank you. And it's very hard to see yourself like something I do or something I did today in this, like I'm in a condo, so I was in this stairwell walking down to get my mail. And something I do is I'll sing a cappella a pop song that is like a huge smash success, and I'll hear how that sounds a cappella, and then I'll sing one of my songs and I see like how it holds up. Because it's very hard, at least for me. I shouldn't say this actually. That's interesting. I'm perpetuating that. It can be difficult to figure out if like what you have is good, what you have is like up to the standards that you actually enjoy when you're listening to music. Snortligator, you're exceedingly down to earth. I'm gonna sub for the good vibes. Yo, Snortligator, thank you so much. Eddie, hi. Justin, have you ever been ski lodging? No, never. I'd love to do that. Adams, I'm building a huge garden miniature railway in the backyard. Adams, like, I love how creative and fun you are. I feel like you just get an impulse and you do it. Justin, I agree. It would be so fun to stay at a lodge in a mountain. I've always wanted to do that with my family. Maybe someday. Robert, hi. Eliza, hi. Bruno, I've been at my uncle's cabin in Vermont for a fishing trip that was supposed to be for the weekend, turning into 2 weeks. That sounds amazing. Bruno, quick question. As a new mod, am I supposed to be quiet or keep on being my talkative self? Exactly. No. Keep being your talkative self. It's just if you notice someone being inappropriate, hey, guess what? I just gave you superpowers. You can shush them. That's all. But yes, just keep doing you. Keep participating in the chat the way that you like to. I also want to say that, like, I thought of this the other day. I'm not always like, obviously the people who participate, I just want to say this, the people who like chat in the chat and participate, obviously I'm just like more aware of them. I'm interacting more with them. But if anyone's in the chat and you're just like the silent person in the background, I just want to say hi to you and thank you also for being here. Okay. Yeah. That's important to me. Okay, it's past 5. Is there anything else you guys want me to talk about? Or anything else I can offer before I sign off and I don't see you until like next Tuesday, a lifetime away? Adams, I also collect G-scale model trains that'll run on electric brass rail. John, hi. Bruno, this has been the highlight of my day. Thank you for saying that. Glau, humans are so interesting. Yeah. Adams, what if Tim Hortons was named Snort Hortons? I don't know. What if Ali, hi. Have I ever been climbing? Yes, I have, like real rock climbing. And there's a rock climbing gym close to where I'm staying. And I'm like, oh, we should go rock climbing. But from what I remember, it's fun, but my heart pumps so fast when I'm rock climbing. Like I get so scared, essentially, and I have to push through. But it's so scary for me. Triminer, hi. Ali, I'm from Canada, but I'm in LA right now. No, I'm not pregnant. James, Valerina, thanks. Do you have Instagram? Not really, not anymore. Pizza's here finally, yes. Okay, I think I'm gonna go, but thank you for this, guys. I love you so much. Today was really fun. I feel like it gets better and better and better and better. And Kino, hi. My sister calls me Bunny. Are you her? No, I don't think you are. Okay. Yes. So I go live at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or wherever you are. Do the math. On Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So the next time I'll be going live is next Tuesday. And everyone is here. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. Tim, if you're still on this chat, I just want to say it's going to be okay. You're doing great. You're doing great. And I like you. Okay? I like you. I'm rooting for you. I am rooting for each and every one of you. I know you're doing better than you think you are. I'm sending you so much love, so much appreciation. Just keep going. Just keep like being goofy and silly and playful and curious, and keep pursuing all the things that you want in life, because it's all working out. I promise you. Okay? And Kino, thank you. Bruno, thank you so much for modding. Thank you for being here. Adams, thank you for being here. All my regulars and all my newbies, I love you so much. So much. Okay? Okay. Tim. You're not a disappointment. Okay? You've gone through a lot. And you've been carrying a lot. And you're allowed to let some of it go. Okay? I hope you come back on Tuesday. Okay? Okay? And it's not just me. See? It's not just me that's here for you. There's other people here for you. Okay? Okay. Okay, I love you guys so much.